In the heart of the forge where the embers glow, Emphyr searches high and low for the steel that sings like a blade of fire. He'll face the dark and never tire. The cost, the weight he bears through endless nights and battle stares. Each strike of the hammer, each swing of the blade. The journey is long, but he's unafraid. Through the ash and smoke, the flames grow higher. He won't back down and forge his desire. Steel in his heart and fire in his eyes. He'll rise above, he'll touch the sky. Steel in the fire, forged in the night. A hero's path, a warrior's fight. He'll seek the power in the iron's call. Through the flames he'll conquer all. For every battle, for every test, he'll find the strength, he'll give his best. With the heat of the forge and the clash of steel, he'll shape his fate, he'll make it real. Echoes of war, the cries in the air. He's forged in the struggle, he's learned to dare. In the shadows of mountains, the caverns deep, he hunts for the ore that never sleeps. The stars above and the earth below guide him onward as the embers glow. With every blow, with every flame, he carves his legend and earns his name. Through the ash and smoke, the flames grow higher. He won't back down and forge his desire. Steel in his heart and fire in his eyes. He'll rise above, he'll touch the sky. Steel in the fire, forged in the night. A hero's path, a warrior's fight. He'll seek the power in the iron's call. Through the flames he'll conquer all. For every...
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Pax Dei. Empyr's Search for Steel. So today, I'm going to go over, as we quest through the world of Pax Dei, gameplay strategies, of course, which is always a topic. We will also go over cultural insights and leadership lessons inspired by mythology. Oh yeah, tonight is going to be an interesting night. It's been a long week. Everybody was gearing up at work for the holiday bash, and I happen to be inundated with work. Last minute requests for over the holiday break. It'll be fun. So I hope you and your family have a happy holiday. I will be streaming all weekend. Oh, probably up until Christmas Eve. So join me and we will cover some exciting topics. Also, I'll be plugging my music that I put out on X and YouTube. Go check that out. It's Closer Than I Knew. It's a pretty good, or I think it's awesome, but it's a really good Suno, MuseNet, myself, and of course, it's a collaboration of AI and humans. So I hope you get some insight out of it. I tried to guide the AI a little bit, and when I wrote, I had to come up with some of the lyrics myself to adjust it for not realism, because it was pretty good before I adjusted it, but I wanted it a little bit closer to home, from the heart kind of thing. So go out, enjoy that, and you'll see my YouTube and my X link in the description below. Okay, so I've added to my house because it's been a while since we've talked. So let's go up here, and I will show you some of my house that I've added to. So I got the skill to create these more bent type rafters to help support objects. I'm still working on some design here. But up top, I did a little bit of framing. So now I just got to go back, fill in the walls. I think this whole area will be my will be my bedroom. So I'll have a door here that'll go out to this balcony. And then I'll have a door to go out that balcony over there. So yeah. So Pax Day, a little bit more on Pax Day. I went and collected a lot of sand for glassworks because to craft glass bottles now is a requirement for alchemists. So that's where I am because I am theoretically a pretty high level alchemist. Well, maybe mid level. Here, I'll let you decide. Journal. There we go. My alchemy is at 26 out of 40. So I'm mid. My carpentry is a little bit higher. Blacksmithing is still low. I need to get that up. Fletching is harder to get up because you're just creating bows at that point. Right now, I had bow staves. I'm like, all right, sure. Curved longbow, which is less than my longbow right now. But we'll figure it out. And of course, cooking is I'm always trying to get cooking up, and I've started to do my baking a little bit more. I've got to get my armor smithing back up and my weapon smithing up because that's where you get all your magical weapons, which will advance everything else. I'm also trying to get my jewelry up. So I am trying to be a jack of all trades, master of all. And winemaking and brewing, of course, I need to get that up as well. So I did some malt. So let's go check on my glass production. I should have like a ton of glass. Rough glass is for tiny and small vials, and glass is for the large vials and the normal vials. So lots to consider when you're playing this game, and you'll figure it out pretty easily. Like any game, especially I call this advanced Minecraft because it's just better graphic Minecraft. But you mine and you mine for stone, you mine for gems, for jewelry. So that's why my mining and hunting are up at 41 because I do that like all the time. And let me do this why I have the glass and or I have the sand and the coal. There we go. That's all right. I'll probably get some later. I don't think I have enough to finish off that. Oh, no. That's not where I want to. I wanted these to go here. All the glass goes with me. I'll leave that here. And to get blacksmithing up, what I'll do is I will create small vials, tiny vials, large vials, normal vials, but basically large vials mostly. Large vials take 25 and I have 160 worth. So doing the calculations, these are 20. So if I do 3 of these, I'll do the rest in the large vials for the glass part. And that'll get me to 100, and then I can make 4 of the others, which is fine. I could have made all of these, but one of the factors in the game is to craft alchemy certain bottles need to be had. So in order to increase some of the alchemy, I'm going to need all the size bottles. So I can't just craft continually one sized bottle. So that's how you would work pretty much all your skills. Really, that sucks. How many do I have? I have 15 here and 10 there. Let me do 5 of these. These are all mastered, so I'm not going to get any. I do not get any of the experience, but I do get the actual product, so like guaranteed. That's good. Let's see. These are at 15. Cost of 15. I think in resource costs as monetary costs, right? The higher the cost or monetary cost of the, I shouldn't say monetary, the resource cost, the higher the cost of the actual item. You might hear me refer to things as expensive. This is what I mean by expensive. All right, moving up 40. I'll go to 50 on these. There we go. And then I'll go back to the time and I'll just grab all of this. Okay, so yeah, the developers should have today wiped some of the lots that haven't been used in a while, and there was certain criteria. Of course, my lot did not meet those criteria, so I'm happy about that. And then I'll put these bottles up in my alchemy chest. I'm ready to adventure, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's see, just there we go. And I can top off some of my potions, honestly. Here, right? So 19, I do have 20. There we go. All right, I got frost potions for cold resistance, which will be useful, but I just don't need them right now. And a lot of Aegis potions. Aegis potions, maybe? Aegis? I don't know. It's a Greek word. All right. While I'm thinking of it, as we're continuing through here, I'm going to. Somebody had told me that over here, a market is a resource. And I don't know if it's in the woods itself or it's in the stone walls. I've been there once before, but I didn't see it. And it was called Pure Iron. Pure Iron ore. I don't think it was over here. They said in the Merry Wildlands. And I don't think this is considered the Merry Wildlands. It possibly could be, I suppose. I could possibly get there. A lot of mountains. I don't think, because Wit is over here, and it should be a human area. And if the pure iron ore is here, I'm pretty upset. It probably brought it up here. They said southeast Maryland Wildlands. So that's this. Technically, it's here, but I know it's not there. I've been all around here. Anyway, at any rate, all right. Let me grab some food. And I will be on my way. I gotta wait for everything to catch up. Interesting. And then oh, I do have some fatty boars. Nice. Maybe I should look for some mushrooms for fatty boar stew. That might be wise. The market system's been up. There's been some interesting outcomes to the marketing, or people being able to use the market system. I have 224 gold. And basically, just PvE to kill people. what I'm doing here is I need to get my fletching up, and to do so, I need beeswax. So I need to farm it as much as possible without going wild on the beehives, because this place is going to. Well, E would help. That's an E function, not a left click function. Otherwise, you swing at your beehive. I'm glad you don't need a beekeeper suit. Oh, maybe I went to the wrong one. Yeah, I guess I did. Okay. All right. Helps when you actually go to the right keys, which I am not. All right, make sure everything is set and I went to the right ones. Okay, now I'll just do this. I don't need any honey just yet. That'll be mostly for brewing. There is some uh, recipes for cooking, but not really. Okay. With that done, I have two choices to get this mushroom. I can go to this forest up here, or I can go to these little individual forests up here. These are bat flowers, which aren't useful to me right now. If I do that one, I have to basically just dart up into here. Let's go to this one over here, left, upper left. I know a couple people that live over there now, so I'm betting you they farm the crap out of them. That's all right. That's all right. So, for those of you who play the game that follow me, what is going on with this? What's your strategy on? I thought I didn't hit him there. Okay, something's a little screwy with the game, so I'm gonna have to be careful. All right, no worries. Let's see. So, what's your favorite strategy on your skills, and which resources do you kind of farm and just leave to their own devices? Meaning, you know where they're located and you don't tell anybody. I tell everybody, and here's my strategy with that. The freedom of exchange of information and ideas allow people to really, and I forgot to turn off the game, so they allow people the ability to trust one another, and the resources aren't finite. Like if this was the real world, there's finite resources, so I'd be more hesitant, like in the real world. But in Pax Dei, they're not finite; they're infinite. They can respawn. So gaining the trust of people is important. In games, especially, I'm seeing if I can hit him with this range. If I can aim properly. Can hit him at this range. I'm just wasting arrows at this point. I'm only doing that for the skinning skill, by the way. Anyway, at any rate, what's your ideas? And put them in the chat or the comments, and I will respond, of course. Especially if they're in the chat. In the comments, I'm gonna have to look up and see if I can filter through them. Not that I'm running through massive amount of comments at any one time, but because of the comment section being on another screen, I'm gonna have to take my eyes off the primary screen. Maybe when I get thousands of comments at one time. All right, let's start the journey into our. Might as well. No, I really want to. You know what? I don't think I want to waste my shield yet. There we go. I'll probably drop most of the boar stuff, by the way, if you were wondering. But some of the challenges that I've had so far, the devs have been pretty good. I see where they're going with the game. I don't even think they had a marker in the original game design. I think that was added after people were like, well, how do I do this or that? You know, and it's I tend to agree with people when there's no monetary system. Barter systems tend to break down at a certain level, and people just especially when you don't have a consistent online presence. So think about that as well. When your group isn't consistently online, or in this case, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get to my neighbor, not the ones that I just passed, the ones that are usually online. Really? This guy's trying to hit me. There. What is going on with this keyboard today? Weird. It's like I can't control my character for some reason. Now what I'm going to do here is kind of I'm going to go around these guys. Not that I can't fight them. I just don't want to. Not from this angle anyway. But I can just go around them. Oh, that's starting to be a really nice building. Well done, sir. Well done. Or man, look at the hearts. He or she? I don't know. I guess I could go up there and figure it out. One of the strategies you could do is you can just go up and see what their chest says. You can just go to one of their chests, since I don't have a hammer. But man, I don't know if I want to do that because it'll take forever to get to that. That's a long. I like it though. I do like it. That's another thing I do in here is as Emphyr, I try not to bring myself into the game as much as possible. Oh my gosh. He always over somewhere. I can't. Sometime I'll clip these as shorts and just go, huzzah! Because that should have never. I think I could go straight up there. Mountain, really? No, I guess I gotta go around. That's alright. I could try. I can turn. For some reason, the game's acting really weird today. And I should. And these neighbors, I talked to a little bit more. One of them wanted a resource, and they were like, yeah, I'm not traveling that far to your market. Sorry. I'm like, all right, well, it's here if you need it. I get it. It's really far away. And that's where I'm going, to those forests there. And I'm looking for a bay volet mushroom. That's what I'm doing. Let's see. And as you might have realized if you've watched me for any period of time, the way I play the game, especially on resource management, is I will go out for a resource when I need to get it versus having to go out for a resource or many resources all at once. Meaning, I'm passing a lot of resources right now, but I'm really after just mushrooms. Now, I know I'm not going to get a whole full inventory worth of mushrooms. So there is that. Where am I? I am... Alright, so I have to go kind of left to find this. The heart might be... I don't know what the heart is. I totally need a... They need a better mapping system. Just symbols, because I forget what the freaking heart is. It might be mushrooms. Oh, it might be apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, kind of thing. And you have to walk through the woods. If you don't walk, you'll never find these mushrooms. Not that you'll come up on creatures you can't take in here, but you won't find the mushrooms. You'll see what I mean. If I find any, I'll point them out to you and say, see what I mean? It is absolutely insane. There's skull caps. I would have passed them if I were running. I don't need skull caps though. I got plenty of skull caps. They're used for alchemy. And this is what I mean by a resource. There's enoki. I have plenty of enoki. They're mushrooms used for cooking. As you get used to the game, you'll want to... Yeah, and you can actually look it up in your journal. So there are journal entries. So, for example, if I really needed to do something, I was like, enoki, what's enoki? I go to recipes and find out enoki, right? Sorry, enoki is not a recipe, it's an ingredient. There we go. Enoki. And then it tells you it's homely stew and vegetable stew. So not really great stews for my level. So I honestly don't care for them. Oh, I'm outside the forest again. Notice the oh wait, hold on. Let's get into combat real quick. There we go. The first one, if you're fast enough, you can get 4 on. Obviously, I was not fast enough. I should be able to get 3. Nope. This guy's fast today. It's like almost like I'm delayed of some sort. There we go. And I'll skin him. Not that I need everything. And since I'm skinning things, there's a rabbit over there. I think I scared him. Yeah, he's over there now. I'm not gonna get him. Let's go back in the forest. Alright, now that I got that wolf out of the way, I can do a little bit of scouting. And I always bring an axe and a pick, or an axe and a pickaxe, just in case. Check this out. So, not that I need to do this, but I'll show you. Because these trees are pretty good for heart. As you can see, it takes a long time to actually get through this tree. So if I ever really need heartwood, this is the way to do it. 36 heartwood, 74 sap. And really, I'm only here for mushrooms, so I'm not going to chop that many more trees. What would be cool is if the devs, when you started to do the chopping of the tree, the nearest animal or threat should come looking for you. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, come on. That was an exchange. I'll take a potion. Go this way. And it would also be cool, kind of cool if pigs actually. Tree branch. I saw some skull caps over there. Once you get you can identify pretty much everything once you play this game a little bit longer. However, I will say for the record that as you do play the game, and this is early access, so things do change. So markers change, resources change shape. They change. They also change graphics, right? Because they're always improving. It hasn't been released yet, so they're trying to get that nice release art. So keep that in mind as you're playing the game. Once I find these mushrooms, I will be marking them on the map. Absolutely. So that should be fun once I find something. I also gotta be well aware of my surroundings. Nothing I can't take in here that I know of. Even bears. Bears, you have to have I currently have to have a strategy. Mostly it's running away and running in a circle. So I'm gonna be very wary of at least bears. If I get caught off guard with a wolf or something, I'm okay. It's a pain in the butt. I might take a little bit more damage than I need to. That's required. These are all tin, by the way, if you were wondering. There's more death caps. Death caps are like, I think 1 diamond. They might even be like 0, which means you can pretty much find them anywhere. There's stalwart. I got plenty of stalwart. There's fly allergic. I can't pronounce it. More tree branches. I can use apples, but they're more for ciders and stuff. Hard ciders and ciders. Which means I don't need them right now. Or I could take them, but maybe next time. You get them in low quantities. Alright, so I'm getting deep into this forest, and I am headed directly to one of the sites I don't care for. Lots of copper. Yeah, lots of stuff. I don't think I've been to this area of the forest. I always go north into, that's an old boar. I can take it. There we go. I can't believe I did that efficiently. I'm okay with it though. Oh, went to an automatic run. I think they did that early in the game. That's all right though. I don't mind. I can control my run fairly easily. I like how they had it on the old system where it was the shift key, and then they changed it, and I was like, I think it became the alt key, and I was like, yeah, I'm changing it back. So they did give us an opportunity to change it back, so I was grateful for that. Definitely want to keep. It seems like that's a major. That's probably a dungeon. That's probably what that is. And I am not dressed for a dungeon. And I'd probably need the cold potion of cold resistance. Skull caps, more skull caps. Gee, whiz. Skull caps are a little bit more rare than death caps. what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm well away from it. Because I don't need to trigger a combat that I'm not ready for, you know what I mean? I can wall crawl a little bit. And I definitely want to kind of get out of their range as soon as possible. I'm not here for combat with the Zebian. So one of the things I did want to talk tonight is about Pax Dei and how we, and I touched on it at the introduction, how we mirror social aspects and cultural aspects of the real world within the game. It's interesting. I see it here, bear. There it is. Okay. It's interesting, to say the least. And I'm going to try to sneak around this bear. You think I can do it? Anyway, it's interesting how we bring different cultural and social aspects into a game. And what I mean by that is, at least in Pax Dei, and probably many other games that I've played that are MMOs, for the most part. What was the other one I played for a while? It was, what was it called? Dahlia or something like that. It was a good game. It was more kids based though. It was a good graphics, very calm, very cooperative. There's no PvP at all, right? It was all based on. I don't even think there was PvE. You could hunt and stuff like that, but for the most part, you were hunting and mining. I'll take some hops. One out of here, right? But for the most part, the culture of that game and this game, even with PvP in this game, especially when you're in your home valley, it mirrors the want, if you will, or our basic necessity. Well, not necessity. Necessity is a bad word for it. We become more amiable, compassionate, giving. For example, a lot of people, even with the market system, people are like, yeah, 10 gold. And then some people are like, yeah, just come and pick it up. Here's stuff for free. I'm not gonna charge you for it. Oh, there it is. See how what I mean by walking? You'd never see that. And I only got 6. Awesome. We will note it. Let's see if there's any more around, just in case. Oh, there's one. Most of the time, you don't get a lot together. And this could be one of the jobs of your guild mates, right? Just go to these forests. Go find the shroom that will make a really good stew. And let's see where I am. Yeah, it could be this. Going through these bushes are a very big deal. Like I said, they're very hard to see. There's no way if I were running through this forest I would see those. None. I can see the skull caps over there, but yeah. There's no way I would see the bay. I'm just gonna call them bay. Death caps, excuse me. Skull caps are harder to see, but they can stand up out of the ground a little bit more. So tin deposits. Yeah. So back to the cultural mirror. So the choices or the base cultural aspect to this game is a community, right? Everybody wants to do good by everybody else. Everybody wants to be in at least good standing or at least polite to everybody, right? And that is captured in the day-to-day activities in the chat. When you capture somebody, when you talk to somebody on the chat, they will be you'll note how kind they are, how giving for information they are. There is a lot of different aspects to the gaming culture within the that is I think that was a fox. I took it down with one shot, so oh, there it is. It's a fox. I needed to come over here anyway, because, like I said, trying to find these things is insane. I was thinking about, every time I think about like gaming culture, I think about our culture, right? And when I think about our culture, it's interesting that we hold the same values when we go into a game for the most part, not entirely, right? Because a lot of times we will tend to, depending on the game, we'll tend to mold ourselves or adapt ourselves better into the game that we're playing. Meaning, if it's a war game, we're going to do war, right? That's what we do. It's the part of the game. It's part of the fun. We're not going to negotiate with anybody. We're not going to not shoot somebody, right? Because that's not the game. The game is to go to war with people. So that's what we do. However, with games like Pax Day, until you're giving the green light essentially and saying, "Hey, I want to step into the ring. I want to be a PvPer." If you step into the ring, it's a what's it? Permission slip that you now are accepting the role and responsibility of PvP. Like here, I am not accepting the role and responsibility of PvP. Meaning, if they did PvP actions outside of just everywhere, I would be running from everything because I just don't want to play a game. Actually, I might not even play this game if they did that, which they're not going to. No plans. But but in a game like that, like survival games, I don't like survival games so much because people just steal off me and stuff, and it's like, yeah, whatever. And especially if you have advanced guys on the same server as you. What is it? Viva La Dirt League? They do a really good survival series. They're a comedic group out of, I want to say, New Zealand. Go check them out. They're really good. But they're funny, right? And in the survival aspect of the survival games, they hit the nail on the head, man. It's just not worth playing, honestly. But once you get to the position of being the ultimate person, ultimate team on the server, now you kind of swap roles, and now you're the bully to the newbies, right? I mean, because you work to get there, right? I mean, but building the culture is different, right? And that's the important part. That's what we're getting at. And maybe games will help us understand how the cultures are derived. Oh, I barely got that shield up in time. All right. let's see. But yeah, let's talk about it. The games are a window into how we evolved as a culture and a society. Really, if you think about it. I have no proof. I have no research that does prove out my theory. But if we think about it, if we think about um, the game designs and the cultures that are developed within the game, it makes sense, or at least makes sense to me, how the culture of the game evolves and leaders evolve or come to the forefront of games. Like in Pax Day, I can tell you, I am definitely not a leader, but I am on the council for sure. If people don't know my name, it's okay. I'm not so grandiose or so willing to I'm trying to get him. I'm shooting over his head. Let's see if I can. Nope. Oh, I finally got the angle. There he is. That was quick. I'm waiting for his first attack. Oh, I just realized. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to go around him, but I think it's actually working a little bit. Wow, that worked really well after I had not all my food decided to always check your food. Always check your food. Anyway, taking a non-sponsored break because my mouth is parched for Zevia. It's a 0-calorie, 0-sugar, naturally occurring sugar called stevia. So far, it's been pretty good and tasty. I'm going to take a quick sip. There we go. All right. That was so bad of me to make that decision to go against the direwolf, but I did find a new way of fighting the direwolves, which is to move a little bit, get out of the range as they're attacking, then we can go back into the range, and that's not a bad thing, so I'm happy with that. That's a good strategy. I'm outside the mists right now, which is, I don't know if that's a gaming design thing, or I know I'm gonna have to go back into the mists, but for now, I see one puppy. I was hoping I would get him from here, but obviously not. I'm gonna try that technique. That's interesting. I know I'm short there. I know I'm long there. Right there. I'm surprised I'm not hitting them, honestly. Where'd he go? There he is. It's kind of a cheat, but you know what? If they're giving it to me, I'm gonna use it. There's no reason. I knew I was gonna miss that one. There we go. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna have to get closer. Fine. I missed. How do you get 25 on it? That's interesting. I thought he had attacked already, but obviously not. That was kind of a... I don't know if I like that. I think I had it down. I gotta play with the tactic a little bit. That's alright. We can play with the tactic. Alright, let's see what's down here. Did I uncover any secrets? Mostly mushrooms, that's all I'm looking for. Now I'm gonna try to burp under the mic so you guys don't hear it. Because that soda is soda. Alright, nothing around the corner? Nothing around the corner. Okay. Go back into the forest. You know what? I don't pick up the skull caps just because they're here. Now, if you look at the skull caps are... There's 2 diamonds for the black. And these are skull caps, 3 diamonds. So it's actually pretty worth it for me to pick those up. I don't need these, but I'll keep them on hand. I definitely don't need these. There we go. Okay. Oh, I got a wolf thing. That's right. Ownership collar. Gotta look. I would love to see if they could do the programming in such a development in such a way where the mushrooms are consistent on where you could find them, like on the side of a tree or in the shade of a tree. You know, those type of things. That would be kind of cool. I haven't noticed that pattern. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I haven't noticed it yet. But anyway, back to when I think about culture in a game like this, especially, I wonder, and I think rightly so, why doesn't the world reflect this? Why isn't the world? Because players play in this world, so what makes this world so different than the one we're working in? I think one of the reasons. Well, no, because people have selfish motivations here. So I was thinking selfish motivation, or ambition, right? Maybe that's the secret. But all in all, it really isn't. So let's think through this. Today, the world is full of liars. People want to get ahead. Well, let's call ambition neutral. And I think Baldur's Gate, with one of their characters becoming the god of ambition. I think I could see it being neutral. I could see the argument for ambition being neutral. So let's call ambition neutral. So this world has ambition, Pax Dei has ambition. Okay. So what else is there that this is different from the gaming one? I think one of the differences, to be sure, is the fact that this world has plentiful resources. And there's no bills. No, I'm kidding. You can create bills on it, so I'm not going to bring bills into it. That is a great shot. I hope there's no bears near me. So if we take that out, we take ambition out, we take the drive for money out, right? Because honestly, you don't need money in this game. It's not a nice to have. It's not a end all be all. Something to save for a rainy day. Because you really don't buy any right now you can buy resources, but you can also go out and get them. Nobody has a monopoly on the resources or control of the land that has the resources. So keep that in mind as well. Those are two factors I'm sure that we can certainly remark on or check the box, right? I think I came up this way. I'm gonna go this way. So when we look at those and we look at how guild leaders handle, you know, well, there's ambition to become a guild leader, right? And of course I have to check my sound just to make sure. One time I was recording and like for 20 minutes. Well, the whole podcast was missing audio or awful audio. I ended up erasing that one. But anyway, at any rate, this game has different jobs for different guilds with different outcomes, right? So, same as the real world. I can leave this world at any point in time. I can go to sleep or remove myself from situations from the real world. Is that acceptable? Like here's a good example. Like if somebody was yelling at me, we'd be in the chat, so I wouldn't understand that they were yelling at me. But let's say they were on Discord and they started yelling at me, I would just leave. How many? And I'm going to throw it to the comments or the chat. Do you think it would be acceptable just to leave if you were in the real world? Like I actually had instances, not in my current job, but my past jobs, where people yell at me, and it's not life or death or anything. It's mad, and I'm like, I'm removing myself from the situation. See you later. The only time I didn't remove myself from that kind of situation was when I was in the military, but that was a completely different circumstance where lives were on the line. Well, I don't want to make it sound that dramatic. There were sometimes. However, most of the time, somebody was just trying to apply the power so they can say they control you. So, to be fair, that's what happens in the military as well. The culture in the military is just a little bit different, though, right? I'm trying to listen. Because you can really get a good indication of what's around you in this game when you're listening. So yeah, I would assume everybody would just remove themselves from the situation, no matter where they were, at work, especially at work. It's almost like they're scarier than they are badgers. Anyway, their scream is scary, but ultimately, I think everybody would just remove themselves, right? It makes sense. I don't see why they wouldn't. And I would encourage they do. I mean, you don't need to take abuse at a job. I mean, why would you need to take verbal abuse at a job? To me, that makes no sense, and your self-worth is a lot more worth a lot more than just a job is. And I get it, and trust me, I'm not one to say that you should just be walking away and lose your job because you just walk away. That is not what I'm saying. However, if they are abusive, odds are that maybe you take the abuse until you can find another job. But I would say 100% get out of that job. You know what I mean? It would be I would not advocate for anybody to take the abuse and stay in that abusive area. But the culture, what drives the culture? Leadership. A leader would not already. They just wouldn't. Even in a dangerous situation, there's no point. If you think about communication, and I definitely would recommend Vin to you. Vin is a YouTuber who's good at communication, so put in Vin communication, it will pop up. But since I said that, I'm going to give you his full name. And I have when people do that. They're like, Vin who? Here it is. VinHGiang. Vin Guang Dai. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that last name. I hadn't heard it, so I usually can retain it if I heard it, but I did not. But he's really good at communication. One of the things that you want to establish, and we've gone over on this podcast, is communicating. What is communication? How do we seek to implement it as a tool in our toolbox? If you understand that communication is used for an outcome, you desire something, therefore you will use communication to derive that outcome, right? I went down here just because I haven't been down here, and it looked kind of cool. But so that type of communication, or when you do communication or when you perform communication, use it as a tool. You are stating, or you have an end goal in mind, right? And that's important because I really want you to understand. I wonder if I can run down there. Do it too. Not really. So one of the things that we do in leadership positions, especially in games where, and here's the other interesting, or maybe it's an interesting point. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but doesn't it seem that our jobs during the day are just like games in the fact that they really don't matter in the long run? The outcomes of the paycheck, yeah, because we want to have a certain comfort of living. I get that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm trying to say. But in a way, they are, right? They are games, and every game should have some kind of win-loss structure. I'd steal arrow tips. I'm telling you, it'd be unstoppable. I do have steel arrow tips. I can't make steel arrows ever since the update. So back to not steel arrows. It's okay. I'm not so sad. Let me see where I am. Yeah, keep going straight. So leaders have this ability in the game to motivate people to perform certain tasks to completion, and sometimes quickly, sometimes they learn how to motivate the person. Isn't that what you need as leaders in the real world, for leaders in any industry? And I would argue, yes, it very much so, right? You definitely want that type of leader. You don't want managers. If somebody's managing or management, you really should not put them in leadership positions. You should put them in management roles. And a management role, excuse me, is a role that does not require people skills. That's how I define it. Because if you require people skills, you're a leader. You need somebody who understands the dynamics of the leadership role. Man, there is like none of these mushrooms around. All this for freaking mushrooms. And these are not the ones I want. Down here. They're supposed to be sort of plentiful, I would suppose. I actually find them more up north than I find them here. It's absolutely insane. Maybe the guy has already plotted these out and knows exactly where all the mushrooms are, and they just team up and grab them. All right, let's use this technique on this wolf. Gonna be out from under a tree. Here we go. Oh, got one off on. I'm trying to examine how he's attacking. Yeah, I ran into that one. I'm waiting for him to attack. There we go. All right, that wasn't too bad. I'm getting used to it. That wasn't too bad. Let's see. Get that out of the way. So one of the things that can't be overcome or can't be understated is the fact that you're going to have players that don't get along. Somebody might not think somebody else is not on their weight, not on enough, not doing this, not doing that. So there's a lot of different. There's a bear. What's that one? That's a bear. What the heck is that? Boar? Maybe? You can take a boar. Thank God, how many trees are in this area? That's a bear on the opposite side. Have to run, I will. I'm not prepared to fight a bear, honestly. That's why I'm saying it. Can I? Yeah. Will it take me like 15 minutes to kill it? Yeah. I think I'm actually exiting it. Let's see where I am. I am all the way over there. Maybe I go somewhere else. I'll get this last red apple though. Green apples, don't need them. I have no use for green apples yet. The conflict, leaders a leader can diffuse the conflict. A manager cannot so much. They will tell people what to do, how to go about it. But ultimately, there are reasons why people will have conflict. We have conflict every day in our daily lives, right? Not everybody likes everybody else. Especially at work, but in Pax Dei, honestly, I haven't been in a clan. I should join a clan, honestly. That way I can give you a little bit more perspective of the game and what the game dynamics are. All right, that's not a way down. Mustard. Ah, freaking boar. That's why I'm not worried about boars outside that forest. Old boars take a little bit more to take out. But boars outside that forest, not so much. Pretty much 2 hits and I'm from the arrows. I'd rather just... Oh, come on. There we go. Honestly, I don't care about any of the stuff from the boar. Where am I going anyway? Maybe I just want to go straight through the forest. Yeah, pretty much. Can't go straight through the forest, but I can go that way. Let's see. Now, the mythology of Pax Dei is going to come up soon as well as they gear up for the first official launch of the game. It can be as rich as they want to make it. It's going to be amazing if they lock in on some of the myths of old and just change them a little bit or make them completely tailored to the world as we know it, right? It will be amazing. And I think for the most part, I do want the grapes. I don't need those. Oh, are you serious? Frickin' branches got in my way. I just realized what was over there. I hate those things. Not that they've killed me ever. I just don't. So when we look at mythology, it also guides our behavior, right? If you look at our cultural belief systems, whether it's mythology or religion or faith, if you want to go a little bit broader on that, it's fine. And there's no judgment in my mind. If you're one of faith, and that's part of your belief system, right? So we still use those as a measure of our I shouldn't say a measure. It's a measure of our behavior. Nah, I knew I missed that. It's a we tool our belief system based off our religion, right? So how we act. In Pax Dei, if people get into the role-playing aspect of this, they'll be able to do a little bit of role play on the aspects of the mythos or the belief systems or the faiths, right? You can even make up your own faiths, honestly, in a game, of course. In real life, there's a reason we tie it to we tie our faiths. A lot of people say, well, that's not a real religion, you know, not meaning some people will mean the old religions, but the older the religion, usually the more tenets it has. And what I mean by tenets is the fact that it's been stress tested, essentially, right? If you think about it. Come on. Seriously? And through those stress tests, people's faiths have been strengthened. The bonds have grown. The belief has hardened, has solidified, right? When you hear story or tell tale of of miracles that happen. Those are the... Oh, they're old boars. I'm taking on 2 old boars. I didn't realize that. I really should look at the names of these creatures before I start the combats. Alright. That was difficult. Whoa. I almost had it. Ran right into those boars. Jeez. Anyway. At any rate, I'm trying to get past onto the left here. I don't want to follow this road too much. What I want to do is I want to go down there, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I want to get onto that road if I can see that road. There it is. Yeah, we'll go down to that road and we'll just make a left. One of the things I did notice is the devs stopped putting dire wolves in the home valley, which was very nice of them. Okay. So here's a question for you. With leaders, is it more important for a leader to be empathetic, or I'm going to change empathetic or sympathetic, decisive or indecisive? Meaning not indecisive. That's a loaded word. What I mean to say is, as a matter of fact, let's see what this guy's got for sale. Yes, I know. Don't shoot this again. No items for sale. Okay, but he's in a good position to do that. Hopefully in the future he does. Let's see if these guys home by any chance. Doesn't look like it. And he's got a very open house. I like it though. Ah, over here. It's got a little tiny forest unit. That's what I'm looking for. Let's repair those. That's all I needed. See who this guy is so I can thank him later. Who did it? Through dates? Through debits. Through debits. Stud. That's what I'm calling him. Stud. But anyway, I didn't mean indecisive. Decisive or contemplative. Not necessarily indecisive, but a person who likes to think through their decisions, right? Not necessarily not being indecisive, but not being straightforward in making a decision outright, like literally quickly, right? Decisive means I'm going to consider what's been put in front of me. However, I'm going to make a decision based off of what I think is right. Whereas somebody may not be indecisive, but they're more like, I'm going to hear you. I'm not going to give you an answer yet. I had to check my there we go. There we go. I do want the iron ingot. What can I drop for the iron ingot? Did I lose? There it is. Is it just the lard? Am I missing? Okay. Real nice. I don't care about anything else. Ah, I missed the second shot. More earth amulet and worn out locket. I don't get plenty of them. That's the one I need. Four of these. Four. Whole stack. There we go. Get a little combat in here. There we go. No, I could have used my. I really like my sword to be fair, but listen. Okay. Man, that guy's. He tries to heal himself all the time. I'm really curious on the AI if they'll just allow that guy to come out and heal, the guys next to him, maybe? Funny, I'm actually taking these guys out in leather armor. I can't believe you got that off of me. That makes me upset. Oh, come on. There we go. I had to go quiet there for a second. I'm like, how am I gonna get these guys? It's an air. Let's see what I got. I really don't need these. I've got good enough course. Hello. Topaz. Small air. Really? There we go. I'm like, why am I swinging? I love how they swing with all their might. That works. Nobody else left? I think I got one more 10 full. It'll be interesting when they actually add a little bit more dynamic to the AI. on these leaves. I can get them. I'm really just doing this for gold. So. Oh, we got him through there. Got you through there. Through there. What do we call that? Weapons rack. That's what we call it. There we go. I was just looking for gold. I really was. Let's go home. If I run like this for any farther, I'm just gonna. There we go. I just don't like running like that. It's just not aesthetic. Don't have the aesthetics for it. Let's see. Some of the actually, since we're talking about mythos, beliefs, Pax Dei the developers did kind of create this ethos. It has willow wisps. The Zebian are basically, they look like undead. You got the angry souls, wandering souls. So you have the ghosts, right? The ghosts aspect. You have all the lore, right? Dire wolves. You have, what else do you have? Well, you have the Justicars. The Justicars are basically like the kings, right? You know, they at least we don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I'm assuming that they're gonna be lured as like the kings trying to infiltrate your country, or Pax Dei, or whatever the country happens to be. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think the developers have matched the lore with certain Western lore that will make the game more fun for everybody. I know a lot of my friends from Asia and the Eastern Hemisphere, they enjoy Lord of the Rings. They enjoy Dungeons and Dragons and such things like that. But the lore is very similar. Well, D&D you can actually create or craft wherever you're at. And I love that about D&D is you can have an Eastern campaign, right? Like in Japan, China, or Taiwan, or Thailand, or Singapore. You just use the gods of old, right? And you can craft a really cool story based off of that. And I think that's really cool. Same with Pax Dei. I think they crafted a really nice story so far, right? They had fun with it with the first iteration of the world to the second iteration of the world. They were like, all right, we're going to wipe the world because we got to change the map. Everybody's houses are going away. We're going to call it the Great Flood. Okay, cool. Let's do it. I don't mind rebuilding. They were good enough to keep all our materials that we had in the past, which is kind to say the least. They could have started us from level 1. Said everybody's getting a redo. You know what I mean? Which and they admitted it too would have been detrimental to their playtesting because they need people to be at a certain level to playtest some of the things that they're coming out with, and to reset everybody to one would have been a development nightmare because then you would have had people having to play from level 1 all the way to 40 again. Not that people would care, I don't think. because we're gonna have to do that for the actual launch of the game. I do enjoy it every once in a while. In this game, I'm gonna miss Emphyr because they will go back to level 1. I'm hoping I can keep the name. That'd be cool. But Empfyr's got his little personality. He's got his little role play. He's got a little belief system. Right? He's nice to everybody he meets. He doesn't like to run with weapons out. But all in all, he's a good person, right? And as we're comparing this to real life, shouldn't we all? Now, there's things that prevent us from being good people, namely bad people. And you have people that have such ambition that it becomes negative toward anything or anyone. And that is upsetting. But in all honesty, that's why we play games. Get out of the real world. But we can take so much from games, and that's what this podcast is about. Let's talk about those things: leadership, ancient philosophy, like Socrates, Confucius, Sun Tzu. I don't know any Japanese philosophers off the top of my head, but I know there's a good deal of them that are very good. One of the things that I try to do, and I try to advocate for, as I hope I'm a good leader, but what I try to tell everybody is, not everything is good. Not everything is evil. You take the good, and you lament the evil that it took to get to the good. Meaning, if you look at one subject and say points A through E are what you're reading, and point C and point D are just divisive or unnecessary or not applicable to today's society. If the philosophy you're reading is in line with certain mores and or not to say morals, with certain morals and ethics, and it aligns, then it can survive the taking out of a couple things, right? The bad things, the things that wouldn't work in today's society. Now, some would argue that works, that would, work with, yes, that's what I was hoping for, 24. Yeah, baby. Where am I skinning level 24? Man, I was wondering when that thing was going up. I skinned so many animals. But we should be applying the good things and incorporating the good philosophies into our daily routine all the time. For example, if I take Sun Tzu or a Japanese philosopher, why can't I take the best things of their philosophy? One thing that I do encourage is do research. I'm not trying to make light of the situation where people have the trope. You're just saying that because you don't think we do research. No, I think you do research, but understand that research is ongoing. It's evolving. It always has a point where it may change. For example, does everybody know that Darwin wrote a second paper after the evolution paper? Read it. I encourage you to read it. It's not going to be like mind-blowing or anything like that, but it might be. But he brings up some arguments and he defeats some of the old arguments that he had. Doesn't mean he was wrong. Or you can go into it, and say, yeah, doesn't mean he's wrong, but why not give him the attention you did on the first paper, right? Evolution. And take the good things out, leave the bad things. And I would encourage, and people do that all the time in role-playing games, really. Absolutely. And when I say role-playing games, I mean games like Pax Dei, right? I'm trying to look at what I have and what chest. I gotta mark these chests is what I'm gonna do. Oh, look at all these blackberry. Love it. Can't find great current to save my life, but got all that. But yeah, I encourage people to do that. And this is one of the channel's missions is to invoke curiosity. If I say something, challenge me on it. If you don't think it's right, challenge me on it. And I'll be okay with that because I'll look it up and I'll do some investigation because things that I say might change as well. One thing I do encourage you to apply is if you think that one of my old podcasts had a mistake on it and you didn't hear one of my new podcasts, I may have changed my position. So please take into account that the position may have changed and I just didn't have the old podcast is still up, right? So keep that in mind as we're going through this journey together of learning, discovery, leadership, culture, Pax Dei. We'll have a lot of fun. I truly believe that. I'm trying to look to see if I have need of anything before I know I do. I need this. Which one do I need to do? I need curve. What do we need? Rough bow stabs. Rough bow stabs require longwood stock, beeswax, and resin. Longwood stock. I think I have like a ton of longwood stock, so I'm just gonna find it. Fine. There's one resin in there, so I must take that. I think I got them. Yeah, stock in here. There's the resin. It didn't say long wood stock. It didn't say fine, did it? Long wood stock, resin. Rough bow. Oh, beeswax. Beeswax there. There we go. Beeswax. Should have plenty of resin there. It's bow stabs. I don't need bow stabs. Let me take the performance just in case. Alright. The bow is going to take a little bit more than the bow staff, right? Ooh. Here we go. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to get into my work clothes. So we're role playing. And since I made these, I want to use them. That. Here we go. Looking good. Right? Right? I like Empyr's look. They did a good job. They actually added more to your character design on the front end. I just haven't made a new character because I like my characters. I'll deal with it if at any time they make a way to change your in-game character as a as you're playing them. I'll be like a magic mirror or something, like they do in Baldur's Gate, right? Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, join me for the next podcast. It'll be tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to go into, honestly. I don't know. Well, here you go. I'll throw it to you guys. Comment. I might do it like justice as well, because it's a good topic for Pax Day as well. So I'm probably going to do that. I might do the justice system and see what I need to do, or what we should be doing as a society, right? On in Pax Day, what does the justice system look like? And in real life, what is it? Just we'll have to take it country to country, right? Country by country. We'll primarily talk about the United States, but it's not like it's a mixed bag, really. The United States, I think most of my listeners will be from the United States. I'm not positive, but be happy to go into another country's legal system or justice system. I'll do it as humans evolved, probably, because justice is so important. And one of the things I was talking about with my wife was how we evolved as a community, and what did we do with people who went against the community. Eventually, we called them criminals. Sometimes outcasts, sometimes hermits. But let's dive into that tomorrow. But for now, if you enjoyed tonight's stream, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and share this episode with your fellow gamers and leaders. So we'll have fun. It's a good time. And yeah, the more once we get this channel up and running and get a little bit more interactive, I think people will be more stoked to have those conversations, right? So with that said, we've gone over our time by a little bit. Usually I run at around an hour and a half, but sometimes 2 hours, depending on how in depth our conversations go. Tonight was looking for mushrooms. It was more conversation and more dynamic game mechanics than anything. So give me your comments, give me your chats, and we'll see you definitely tomorrow at 8 Central. And I'll have something planned. I am moving. I am working on another project. It's going to be another song, and it's called Groove Through Life. And I will give you a little taste of it here. Let's see how you like it, and you can give me your feedback in the comments. I'll only go up to the first chorus.
Life's a groove, so move with pride. Woke up this morning with a smile so wide. Feel the sunshine, yeah, it's time to ride. Shake off the worries, let them drift away. Put on your groove, let's seize the day. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Life's too short, don't miss the beat. Feel the rhythm, feel the sound. Spread that joy, pass it around. We're grooving through life, oh can't you see? Dancing to the rhythm, living carefree. Joy is the melody, love is the key. Every step's a beat in a harmony.
Okay, a little taste of that one. That one's gonna go hopefully next week. I might be finished the video by Monday, and I'll post it to my X and my YouTube channel. I might start posting to my Rumble. Give me your comments and see if that's what you think would be a good dynamic. I like Rumble. It's a good platform. Haven't had any problems with it. It just takes a little bit longer to create over there, or to create the download of the episode and then throw it over there. I won't edit it. I'll just do it like it was live. With that said, I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, have a great night, be kind to one another, and stay safe.
With every step, a lesson learned. From fire's heat to the fields I've turned. The blade and bow, the forge and flame. I sharpen my skills, I play the game. Each day brings a challenge I must face. I train my hands with careful grace. From alchemy's art to the hunter's way, I'll find the strength to seize the day. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil, I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. From the herbs I find to the iron I mold, each lesson learned is a story told. The stars above, they guide my hand. As I hold my craft, I take my stand. In the quiet woods, in the mountains chill, I push myself, I shape my will. With each new tool and every lore, I'm stronger now than I was before. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil, I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. The road is long, but I won't turn back. The lessons I learned keep me on track. With each new skill, the stronger I grow. In the face of the storm, I let my courage show. I've tasted defeat, I felt the sting, but I rise again with each new spring. For knowledge is power, and wisdom the key. I'm forging my path, I'm breaking free. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight.